Hey, everybody, welcome back or welcome to One Email, Two Takes. I am Christina Finseth. I lead growth marketing for Interstellar, which is a prospecting and outreach platform for recruiters, recently acquired by Greenhouse. I love sharing that every time because it's still exciting news. And I'm also an advisor to my friends over at Lavender.
Yes, and I'm Will. I'm one of the co-founders at Lavender. And so one of the amazing parts of my job here is I get to share a lot of the data and learning and insights that come from the millions of emails that we see per month. Lavender is a real-time writing assistant that helps sellers write better emails faster. And so when we look at One Email, Two Takes, my take is typically guided in large part by a lot of the data that we see going through Lavender's system. And so, if you haven't been here before, the main idea is we take an email that one of us has received, we break it down, and then we rewrite it in two different ways. And so, Christina, do you want to share the email that we got this week?
I sure do. And wait, what episode are we on? Is this 8, 9? We think it's 9.
It's number 9.
We think it's number 9. We'll see. Hopefully we don't skip 8. I don't know. We don't have anything against 8, but all right, cool. So this is the original email that I received, and the subject says question about company culture at Interstellar. Hey, Christina, with company culture now playing a key role in the workplace, providing unique swag is critical. The EY workforce survey states culture has the power to propel and keep a business at the top or sink it. Holiday swag offers a great opportunity to create a welcoming and inclusive culture while promoting your brand. At Company, we work with independent artists to create sustainable swag that is tailored for your business. I'd love to learn more about how Interstellar currently approaches swag. If you want to have a quick chat, feel free to book some time here. Check us out at, and there's a website there. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Kindly, Rep. So much to think about here. You kick us off, Will.
Yeah, one of the first things that comes to my mind is this big, gigantic paragraph here. So that paragraph is pretty massive. And so when we think about the way that people are going to read through your email, the first 3 seconds are really spent deciding whether or not they're going to read it at all. And one of the key determining factors there is formatting. When you think about formatting, you think about these big clunky paragraphs, that stuff gets in the way of them being able to actually absorb why you're reaching out. The other piece, Christy, if you scroll down, I actually include a screenshot of what this looks like on a mobile phone. So this is a function within our product. And so your prospect is 8 times more likely to open this email on their phone. And so this is their first impression. And so that EY workforce survey looks like a massive wall of text that just like gobbles up most of the screen space. And their first impression is going to be, that's a lot of work. And they're just not going to want to deal with it. So that was like the first thing that stood out to me because it's going to be the first thing that stands out to the prospective buyer. I actually didn't even get into the content. Christina, do you have any thoughts on the content? Because the formatting is just the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. The first thing I did when I looked at this email was my eyes were drawn to that massive paragraph and it felt overwhelming, especially when you're putting a quote in there and then, it's complex, right? What I do like about this email, there's a few things I want to point out. One is I love how they use the @ symbol in the subject line. I thought I was one of the only people to use that, but it appears there's more than one person using that. So I'm kind of happy to see that disrupt or pattern interrupt in like what normally is there. The other piece that I really, really like is that they used third-party reputable content when they were quoting versus trying to like pull some stats in from, their own company. So like those are to me 2 really great things. What was hard for me, if you read the content, is I have a really hard time in tying together how swag really ties into this huge value prop of enhancing overall company culture and inclusivity. It's a little deep for me. To me, I just want cool stuff and employees want cool stuff because we all love cool swag, right? So yeah, I think that was a little heavy too.
Yeah, it was an interesting kind of connection point there. It's like I get it, but you didn't really tie it in a streamlined manner. And so like if you find yourself like taking, if you have to take a EY workforce survey quote in order to like tie in the whole reasoning
Yes.
between like 1 and 2, probably isn't good enough for like a full email. Although I do think that EY workforce survey could be a cool like value add follow-up. It's like,
Yep.
hey, Christina, I'm sure you're familiar with EY. They're one of the top consulting firms. I mean, literally, I'm using the framework that you've come up with, Christina, it's that value add follow-up. But yeah, then you can drop in that quote and be like, if you want to check it out, thought you'd enjoy it. Let's see your rewrite though. I'd love to see what.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So this is my rewrite. I wanted to shorten the subject line, but also kind of keep the main component here, which is swag. So swag at Interseller. And I went with a little bit more personalized. I still feel like you can scale this if you're using website and company branding as maybe a preface for reaching out. But this is what I came up with. So checked out Interseller's website, love the branding, especially the Space Bear mascot. Please tell me you've created company swag with Space Bear. And I turned that into a question. Side note, if not, we should talk. We're helping other companies ditch generic swag and build better team cultures through independent artists, creating more sustainable custom swag. Open to checking out some examples. Cheers, wrap.
Nice. Take that.
I kept it pretty simple. This one was a little hard for me because I feel like I'm getting a lot of swag emails right now with the holidays coming up. Like, hey,
Yeah.
do you want to gift swag? But I think, you know, the more simplified you can keep it, obviously, the better.
Yeah, I like what you did there because especially if you're getting a lot of these types of emails, yeah, you're probably not the only one reaching out about gifts, swag, etc. for employees this time of year. And so yeah, think about it in the sense of like, let's make it easy for them to categorize it. So that subject line, swag at, like I immediately know what the email is going to be about, what I'm about to get into. And then simplifying it down allows you to like showcase that differentiator. So like the independent artists, cooler, custom swag kind of thing. So really cool. I love this because I think the fact that you call it like Space Bear, those kinds of things, it just creates the the reciprocity that they're going to reply.
And I think the big piece here too that we didn't get into with the original is the CTA is more like an interest based, like, are you open to checking out some examples? Their CTA was a little tough for me. They actually didn't hyperlink this. Like, feel free to book some time here. Not that that would have made a difference. Everyone who has listened to me before knows how I feel about booking links in an email, but still, it wasn't hyperlinked. And then you're telling me to check you out on your website. Like, yeah, anyway. Just like, if I'm interested, and if people, side note, before we get into Will's rewrite, if someone is interested in what you have to say in the body of your message, they will do their own research and either Google or click on the link in your signature. You don't have to insert that into your body, just saying.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Cool. Well,
let's go into yours, Will.
Here's my rewrite. So one of the things that I did with the subject line is I just reframed it because I thought the culture thing was a bit of a stretch. Still included some of it in this, like the body copy, but you'll notice it's a very streamlined, much more simplified email. One of the things that I wanted to do with this was take it from, I think it was written at or beyond like a 10th grade reading level. I think it was somewhere around 10th or 11th. That's actually where most emails fall. 70% of emails are written at or beyond a 10th grade reading level. And so with this rewrite, I simplified it down because when you write at a 5th grade reading level, you get 31% more positive replies. And so looking at that simple fact, that's how I rewrote it. One of the key ways I did that was just taking a lot of the meat out of the picture here. The subject line, the way I rewrote that was, I was looking to refocus it into what almost feels internal. So holiday idea, right? That's how you would reach out to somebody internally if you were trying to reach out to them about, hey, what are we doing for, say I'm reaching out to my co-founder Will. And I'm like, hey, what are we doing to show everyone that we appreciate them this year? I've got an interesting holiday idea. That's actually where like the inspo came up from, was like, how would I talk about this internally? And so I just went with the holiday idea. Hey, Christina, with the holidays coming up, imagine you're looking for fun ways to tell the team thanks. Have you looked into company swag? Team leaders tell us it's a great way to say thanks. It's also a great way to build up culture. If it's on your holiday wish list, let's connect. Gives me a ton of flexibility in how I can follow up. I can use that EY workforce survey and use that value-based follow-up that Christina's taught me. I can, go with a more personalized follow-up, asking about Space Bear, but this gives you a really easy way to scale up. And you can obviously like pick off a lot of the low-hanging fruit of folks that are searching for company swag and you happen to just show up at the right time. And sort of enables a level of scale within your outreach. So that was a lot of my thinking. What do you think, Christina?
Yeah, I love your subject line because you're right. I think, that's something that I would send to my CEO or, someone I'm collaborating with internally. If I wanted to share something that was an idea that we should maybe use for customer gift giving or for internal gift giving. So yeah, I love that. And this is a really, really solid building block to just continue to unfold a story through your outreach, right? And so I think you really simplified it, but it's easy, right? If someone's looking for swag right now, and more than likely there are going to be some companies that they're probably evaluating more than one option. To me, this makes it really easy to just be like, all right, well, what do you guys do? Like what kind of swag do you do? And is it customized? Then hello, you can talk about independent artists and sustainability, et cetera.
Yep. And say they don't respond, you can still follow up with those things. So allows you to, the main goal here, right, is to generate a response. Until then,
yes,
keep focusing on generating a response. And so this gives you more wiggle room in the follow-up. That was at least my thinking anyways.
I love it. And you know what? I can't believe we're going to be on episode 10 next week. I feel like this is a great one because we're talking about the holidays and gift giving and swag. It's like I handpicked the right email for today. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it, even though we're a little rusty from Thanksgiving break. But we'll check in with you next week.
Yep. And be sure to join us for office hours next Monday. We'll be signing on at 1 Eastern. And so you can wonder I imagine it'll go out within the email as well. So if you're watching this, it's probably easy for you to find the link, but we host office hours every week, quick Zoom where you can bring your emails and we'll rewrite them live.
Yep. We'll see you next Monday.
Awesome. Thanks, y'all.